with the last topic of 5th chapter, that is spatial transducers and measurement. Here we are going to discuss about some of the spatial transducers used in electronic measurement and instrumentation. So first we will talk about the humidity. So humidity is a measure of the amount of water vapor in the air. Water vapor is the gaseous state of water. The higher the temperature, the more water vapor the air can hold. Water vapor enters the atmosphere by evaporating from the large bodies of water on the Earth's surface, including lakes, oceans, and seas. The more water evaporates in a given area, the more water vapor rises into the air, and the higher the humidity of that area is. Hot places tend to be more humid than cool places because heat causes water to evaporate faster. Now we'll talk about the types of humidity. Humidity are of two types, absolute humidity and relative humidity. Now we'll discuss about this one by one. Absolute humidity is a measure of the actual amount of water vapor in the air regardless of the air's temperature. The higher the amount of water vapor, the higher the absolute humidity. It is usually expressed in grains per pound of air. So 1 grain is equal to 1 upon 7,000 of pound. For gas, the absolute humidity of a gas is defined as mass of water vapor present in a unit volume of gas. It is also measured in grams per cubic meter. The maximum absolute humidity of warm air at 30 degrees centigrade in terms of Fahrenheit is 86 degree Fahrenheit is absolutely 30 grams of water vapor or 30 gram per meter cube per cubic meter. The maximum absolute humidity of cold air at 0 degree centigrade is at 0 degree centigrade, that is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. The freezing point is absolutely 5 grams of water per vapor or 5 gram per cubic meter. Now we'll talk about the relative humidity. So relative humidity is the ratio of the amount of water vapor actually present in air, that is the absolute humidity, to the maximum amount of water vapor the air could hold at some temperature. So it is expressed as a percentage. 100% relative humidity means that air contains all the moisture it can hold. 0% relative humidity means no moisture contained in air, that is dry air. The higher the temperature, the more water vapor the air can hold. Warm air can hold far more moisture than cold air, which means that the relative humidity of cold air would be far higher than warm air if their absolute humidity levels were equal. Now we'll talk about the types of humidity, measurement of humidity. So it's divided into two types, hygrometer and pH measurement. Hygrometer is again divided into two types, that is Haier hygrometer and Humistor hygrometer. So we'll discuss about this one by one. So first we'll talk about the hygrometer. So hygrometer, so this is the hygrometer instrument. So an instrument called a hygrometer is helpful and acts as a humidity measuring device. So this is used for measuring the humidity. This helps to measure the amount of water vapor. Generally, the output of hygrometer is used to indicate relative humidity. Several materials exhibit exhibit state changes in electrical properties that are caused by humidity. These are frequently used in transducers that are designed and calibrated to read humidity directly. Most commonly, hygrometers are used in meteorological research and environmental monitoring. Now we'll talk about the Haier hygrometer. So this is the first type of hygrometer. So hygrometers are humidity sensors. The Haier hygrometer is a type of absorption hygrometer and uses a technique of mechanical moisture detection. The property of human hair is used, so the name Haier hygrometer comes from that term. Hygrometer that depends upon the physical changes may employ human hair lengthen when they absorb, and it is shortened when it is dry. So certain hygroscopic materials such as human hair, animal membranes, wood, paper, etc. undergo changes in the linear dimensions when they absorb moisture from the surrounding air. This change in the linear dimension is used as a measurement of the humidity present in the air. Now we'll talk about the construction of Haier hygrometer. So as shown in this figure, the transducer element consists of strands of hair to give it increased mechanical strength. The hair strands are generally arranged in parallel to each other with sufficient space between them for giving free access to the air sample under test. For proper functioning, the element is maintained under light tension by a spring. The indicator scale here can be calibrated to give direct indication of the humidity. Mechanical linkage used to move pointer on scale. As humidity of surrounding air increases, human hair becomes longer and shortens. When the humidity decreases, the air becomes drier. This property of hair used to operate the pointer. Now we'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages of hair hygrometer. So first we'll talk about the advantages. So here the instrument is quite cheap. It is available in convenient pocket size, say shape, and it is not precision instrument. And if I talk about the disadvantages, so such instruments are recommended only in the temperature range of 5 degrees centigrade to 35 degrees centigrade and relative humidity range of 40 to 95%. Here accuracy is 3 to 4% and the calibration of these instruments should be checked periodically. Now let's just take a minute and try to answer these questions. Amount of water vapor in air is regarded as what? Dew point normally occurs when a mass of air has relative humidity of how much percentage, and a hygrometer is what? So as the answer is there, so amount of water vapor in air is regarded as humidity. Dew point normally occurs when a mass of air has relative humidity of 100%, and a hygrometer is any instrument that measures moisture content. So let's just move forward and talk about next type of hygrometer, that is humistor hygrometer. So this is the image of humistor hygrometer. So the name humistor is obtained from the combination of words humidity and resistor. So humistor is very sensitive to the humidity. Therefore, it is used as a sensor for measuring the humidity in the surrounding air. A humistor is a type of variable resistor whose resistance changes with the change in humidity of the surrounding air. Humistors are also sometimes referred to as humidity sensitive resistor or resistive humidity sensor. Humidity is the amount of gaseous water or water vapor present in the air. Now we'll talk about the construction of humistor hygrometer. The conducting film of the resistive hygrometer is made by the lithium chloride and the carbon. The conducting film places between the metal electrodes. The resistance of the conducting film varies with the change in the value of the humidity present in the surrounding air. The moisture absorbed by the lithium chloride will depend on the relative humidity. If the relative humidity is high, the lithium chloride will absorb more moisture and their resistance decreases. And the change in the value of resistance is measured by applying the alternating current, that is the AC current, to the bridge. The direct current is not used in the bridge as it breaks down the layer of lithium chloride. The obstruction occur in the flow of current shows the value of resistance or the value of relative humidity. Now we'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages of humistor hygrometer. First we'll talk about the advantages. So it meets the industrial need of speed. It is versatility and accuracy. It has high sensitivity and it is capable of detecting a fraction of 1% change in relative humidity. And disadvantages are, it has a single transducer can cover small range of order of 11%, and when a large range of relative humidity is required, then a combination of 7 or 8 transducer elements are used. Lastly, we'll talk about the pH measurement. So pH is the measurement of hydrogen ion concentration in a liquid solution. A solution with a low pH value is called an acid, and while one with a high pH value is called a caustic. The common pH scales extends from 0, that is a 0 in the case of strong acid, to 14, which is a strong caustic, with 7 in the middle representing pure water, which is neutral. pH is defined as follows. The lowercase letter p in pH stands for the negative common, that is base 10 logarithm, while the uppercase letter H stands for the element hydrogen. Thus, pH is a logarithmic measurement of the number of moles of hydrogen ions per liter of solution. Incidentally, the P prefix is also used with other types of chemical measurements where a logarithmic scale is desired. It is PCO2, there is carbon dioxide, and PO2, there is oxygen, being two such examples. The logarithmic pH scale works like this. A solution with 10 raised to minus 12 moles of H plus ions per liter has a pH solution of 12. A solution with 10 raised to minus 3 moles of H plus ions per liter has a pH of 3. While very uncommon, there is such a thing as an acid with a pH measurement below 0 and a caustic with a pH above 14. Such solutions understandably are quite concentrated and extremely reactive. Now we'll talk about the construction of pH measurement. So it has two types of electrodes. One is a reference electrode and second is a measuring electrode. So these electrodes are made up of glass tubes. In glass tube having inner assembly, in this inner assembly filled with calomel and mercury in both measuring and reference electrode. In the electrode, lead is inserted into the mercury. There is a cotton plug which is used to close the bottom hole of the electrode where the mercury is not to be mixed with the outer solutions. In outer side, KCl solution is present in reference electrode and buffer solution is present in the measuring electrode. Now, KCl solution has a constant pH. In bottom of there is a tiny hole is present in reference electrode, which is called the light liquid diffusion opening which is used to empty the electrode. In measuring electrode, the bottom tip is closed. This tip acts as the pH sensitive tip. When this tip is in contact with the solution or immersed in the solution, the pH is measured here in case of measuring electrode. Now we'll talk about the working of pH measurement here. So the reference electrode is in electrical contact with the solution whose pH is to be measured. When the measuring electrode is immersed in the measuring solution, when the buffered solution and the measuring solution contact, at that point the voltage is generated. That voltage is measured with the help of voltmeter or the pH calibrated controller. In the reference electrode, the KCl solution has a constant pH is measured. So the another method for pH measurement is litmus paper method. So it gives two stages, acid and base. Acid changes the color from blue to red and base changes the color from red to blue. So this is all about your working and construction of pH measurement. Now let's just take a minute and try to answer these questions. Pure water is known to be what kind of electrolyte? Hydrogen electrode, which is the reference electrode, can be used as which of the following? And a thermocouple of two different metals has two junctions. First junction is on low temperature and second junction is on high temperature, whether it is true or false. As already answer is given, so pure water is known to be weak electrolyte. Hydrogen electrode is the reference electrode which can be used as both either anode or cathode. It should be anode or cathode. The answer C is correct. And a thermocouple of two different metals has two junctions, and first junction is on low temperature and second junction is on high temperature. So this is true. This statement is true. I hope you have understood the concept of pH measurement, hygrometer and the humidity. So I hope you have understood the concept. Thank you.